What's going on, family? This is Paul McMillan II, and welcome to another live session. And it's May 23rd, 2022. Excuse me. So we're going to get started by looking at the news on Forex Factory. The London session has pretty much started or is about to start. So it looks like the GBP pair is going to be under some major news around 10:15. Looks like everything else is going to be squared away and okay. So we're going to be trading NAS100. Put this down. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our usual top-down analysis. So we're going to start from the 15-minute time frame to the 4-hour time frame. So let me pause this recording so I can go all the way back in price, and then we'll get started. All right, so this is as far back as price goes. So we're going to place a vertical line here. And then we're going to start marking up market structure using horizontal lines and zones. And we're going to do it off of areas where there's a lot of price liquidity. All right. So we're going to mark up this area. There's a lot of liquidity that caused price to push up, come back down to this same area, and push it back up all the way up to here. So this is a good area to put that as well. Put another one here, here. Probably put one here, and then we know we're going to put one up here. And so then now what we're going to do is we're going to mark up our zones right behind these areas. This is going to be yellow for the 15-minute time frame, and that's what we're going to do. And I pretty much do this repeatedly from the 15-minute to the 4-hour. Okay. So now that we marked it up to here, we're going to move on to the 30-minute and do the same exact thing. So we're going to go all the way back to where we left off and then continue, which I see it here. And then I'm going to mark up this area up here. I'm going to make this green for the 30-minute. Yeah, right here. And then now I'm going to mark up my horizontal line. Here, I'm going to make it green. And then I want to get these areas down here as well. Then we want to mark up the horizontal lines for here. All right. And so now we're going to move on to the 1-hour time frame. And this is where we left off of from the 30-minute. So we're going to put a horizontal line here. And this is going to be red here. And then we're going to draw zones on these as well. These red. Whoops. All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and move on to the 4-hour time frame and see where we're at there. So as you can see, this is all the zones we marked up on the 4-hour time frame, and then here's current price. So then what I'm going to actually do is just draw a zone down here. I'm going to change this purple. And then we're going to move. Then I'm going to move back to the 15-minute time frame. All right. And so now, as you can see on the 15-minute time frame, you can see that we drew these zones very perfectly. Prices interacting with these zones very good. So now, in this case, we're done with step one. Now, the very next thing we're going to do is identify the trend on the 15-minute time frame. So when I look at current price here, when I actually bring it down to here, when I look at current price here, I see that price is starting to go bearish. You can see it took a very, very short downturn, create a lower low, then a lower high. And then you can kind of see that here on the RSI. So I'm going to draw a trend line to say that it's overall bearish at this point. And then I want to draw a note here that says bearish. So that's what I think that price is going that direction at this point. So then the very next thing I do is turn on my lower, higher risk strategy indicator. This is what helps me to locate the most recent high and the most recent low. That way I can establish my break and retest X factor lines. So that way if price breaks any of those lines, then I probably have a confirmed breakout. Okay. And so that gives me an idea of whether I should buy or sell the trade, depending on which imbalance that the institutions want to fill first. So now that I got that filled up, I can turn this off, and then I can gauge and adjust these lines as time goes by. And then if price breaks and retests to try to fill this imbalance, I'll buy it up. If it does vice versa, then I'll do that. So now that we have done that, the very next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn on my order block indicator. Okay. Now I trade imbalances, imbalance moves in the market. Let's this one. That's what I do, because when you trade imbalances, that's where you're going to get the most consistent and most profitable trades, because the institutions are actually trading these imbalances. Okay. Let me do real quick here. That way we can kind of see price. I'm going to do this. There we go. That way we can kind of see it a bit a lot better here. There we go. So with this imbalance order block, it's going to let you know which areas that the institutions are going to have to fill and mitigate in order to keep their money flowing, so they don't end up in a big financial hole. Perfect example, we can see that this was the most recent move to the upside until it hit this resistance. Well, even though they made a lot of money on this buy order, but there was a lot of sell orders that did not get fulfilled. So now they're still in the negative, even though they scored a huge profit. So they're probably going to have to come back down to mitigate half of this area before they even push this up, because this is the most recent move here. So I'm thinking price is going to sell, but there's always a possibility that they could go ahead and just buy this up, create an all-time high, and then bring it down. But at least we know, at least we have a better idea of which way price could go. So because I know that, I use these imbalances as my take profit zones, okay? That way I get in the most consistent trade. So if price sells, it's going to be take profit 1 and 2. If price buys up, then this is definitely going to be take profit 1 up here, and then take profit 2. Okay. Now, once I do that, I go back to my order block indicator here, and I click on the order block finder because I want to see what was the most recent order block. And this is the most recent order block here. And as you can see, there's a sell order block here. So that's a huge chance that price is probably going to sell down and fill half of this imbalance, if not all, and then shoot up. So I'm 85% sure this is probably going to sell, but we'll see at the 9:30 bell. So So now that I know that, what I'm gonna start doing is placing my risk to reward tools and just start setting everything up. So I try to get at least 10 pips worth of NAS. This could be down to here. So I would probably, So I would probably move my take profit 1 to here, which would be 860 plus. And then my second take profit would be down here. So that's what I would put. This is for the sell. So then I will move everything over. To here. Then I will go ahead and set my risk to reward tool for the buy, just in case the price happens to buy. Okay. So I put the stop loss down here. Then at least 10 pips worth of NAS, which is down in here. Take profit 1, and then this would be take profit 2. Then I'm going to go ahead and label these, and then I'm going to set my set my alarms for these. That is over 900 plus pips for TP1. And then this is over 2,500 plus pips. All right. Let me say my progress, and then this one is going to be 847 plus pips. Sorry about that, guys. My computer went out. So, all right. So, take profit 2. This is over 2,300 plus pips. So that's why I'm going to label this one. All right. And so now the next thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and set my alarms for my take profit zones. Then we're going to move on to the next step. So let me do that real quick and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So I went ahead and set my alarms for my take profit zones. So now what I'm going to do is turn on my Delorean. Well, the next thing I'm going to do is turn on the order block indicator. Yeah, like I mentioned before, there's an order block here. So price possibly might come back and maybe grab liquidity up in this area and finally shoot down. That's what I'm thinking. But it looks like it's dropping already. So we'll wait to the 9:30 bell. We have less than an hour for that. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave this order block finder on for a little bit. I'm going to turn on the Delorean EMA indicator. That gives me, this is the indicator that I use as further confirmation on top of my analysis. So anytime when the yellow EMA crosses the red EMA, and especially if it's above or below the blue EMA, which is the 50 moving average, and that just gives me more confirmation that a solid trend is about to form. So we can see that the yellow EMA is about to cross the red EMA and it's below the blue. So we might be getting a very strong sell forming here, but we'll know for sure at the 9:30 bell. So what we're going to do is just wait for the 9:30 bell and see what happens. So once we get close to that, I'll resume this recording. Now, keep in mind, of course, as time goes on, if price keeps on adjusting, I'm going to adjust my break and retest lines as well. So we'll see what happens, guys. Once we get closer to the sell, we get a confirmed breakout either way, then we're going to jump in for the trade and get our money. So stay tuned and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so it's about 9:05 p.m. a.m. So we have another 9 minutes before the next candle comes. So that's going to give us an idea of where price is going. Once we get closer to 9:30, we'll have an idea of where price is going to go, but we're going to wait for that break and retest. So we'll see, but it looks like there's a doji candle here as well. So we'll see. So stay tuned. It's almost time. So to give you guys an update, we have another 15 minutes before the 9:30 bell. And so I'm going to wait for the next two candles to determine where price is probably going to go, but I'm thinking price is going to sell. But we'll see, so stay tuned. All right, what's going on, guys? So we have about 4 minutes left before the next candle closes at 9:30 bell. She's about to drop. I'm 85% short, so I'm going to go ahead and put on my stop loss and take profit for this. We'll see what happens. So the stop loss is 119, 92.1. Take profit is 116, 3.3. So now I got that put in here. And after the next candle forms, I'm probably not going to jump in then until I see a clean break and retest. So that's what I'm probably going to do. So we'll see what happens at the 9:30 bell. We have about 4 minutes. Be right back.
I man, whatever.
Hey y'all, so we got about 30 seconds left before the 30-minute bell. It's about to go down. So once it gets to about under 10 seconds, I'm going to record it. We'll see what happens.
Here we go.
9:30 bell, guys.
Here we go.
Let's see what it do. I need to move this over just a little bit so I can see what price is doing. Looks like it's dipping a little bit. I'm gonna just wait for a little bit more. If I see it's catching momentum, then I'm jumping in. I might wait for the next candle though, but we'll see. Because it could retrace back and then the next candle close below. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna wait for that. Maybe. Well, let's see. Hold on. Oh, it's pushing. Pushing back a little bit. All right, I'm getting there. It's pushing. So I'm in the trade now. See if I can share my phone screen to see where I'm at. Man, I said a plugin required. Gotta start plugging in to share my phone screen. That's why I hate Zoom, man. All right, so it looks like I'm already in profit. Let's see what it do. 53 already. Wait for that first partial, give me at least 50 or more. See what it's gonna do. 58.61, let's see, 65, boom. 46 already, okay. I want to get a little bit more. So then now what I'm going to do is trail my stop loss here. I put the stop loss right there. Modify it. 118. Here, 118, 118.92.7. Modify my stop loss, but now it looks like it's pushing down some more. So I'm gonna share this phone screen again. Dude, I'm sick and tired of trying to install your plugin, Zoom. Come on, bro. Let me pause this recording. Zoom, keep on. All right, there we go. So now what I'm going to do is modify my stop loss again. Might wait for it to get to a little bit more of a profit right now. Dang, I suffered a $9 loss because it went back. Should have put my stop loss closer. Shoot. So I got $37 profit today. Should have put stop loss a little bit closer, but.
Already, what Forex program you with?
All right, so I got a $37 profit because I put my stop loss back a little too much. So I could have easily locked in my profit, but it's okay because I got something out of it. $9 loss, I don't worry about that. But crypto market, NAS is going down more, even more. Let me see something here. There we go. All right, so here's what I did. I jumped in very quickly and I made another $30. So I made $67 today. I'm about to show you guys that. Hold on. All right, so I jumped in real quick because the price dipped a little bit more. So I made an extra $30. So now I made $67 total today. So that's good. So then what I'm gonna do is just share the main screen here. Yeah, so price is probably going to continue to dip down. But since I made my money for the day, I'm going to go ahead Might pause this recording just to see how much farther the price goes down. And then once I do that, then I'll end this session. So be like that. All right, guys. So as you can see, prices bouncing off this liquidity. So eventually, I think it's going to drop down. But we already made our money in this trade. It's $67. So I'm just going to go ahead and just close this session. See you in the next one.